All right, let's talk about browser chaos. If your screen is just this mess of tabs and every single one needs a different login, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to tame that digital beast. We're diving into the tools that are built to bring order to that chaos and honestly give you back your time, your security, and your sanity.
Does this scene look a little too familiar to you? You've got one tab for your company's Google Ads, another for a client's social media, a third for some e-commerce backend. It's this constant digital shuffle, right? And let's be real, it is a massive time sink.
And you know, it's not just about the minutes you lose. Every time you log in, log out, switch accounts, it creates friction. You risk mixing things up, maybe getting flagged by a platform for suspicious activity, and you're constantly opening up new ways to expose passwords and credentials. It's just a super inefficient and, kind of surprisingly, an insecure way to get work done.
Okay, so let's get into the solution, multi-login tools. The big idea here is actually pretty simple, but it is incredibly powerful. What they do is create these separate, totally isolated sandboxes for every single one of your accounts. So this means the digital breadcrumbs, the cookies, from one account can never see or mess with another. It's basically like giving every single one of your online identities its own private, dedicated browser.
But here's the thing. Once you start looking into these tools, you're going to find they pretty much fall into two main camps, two totally different philosophies on how to solve this problem. And honestly, understanding this one key difference is everything. It's the secret to choosing the right tool for your job.
So, here it is, the fundamental difference, the fork in the road, if you will. It's all about where the browser actually lives. A cloud browser, that thing runs on a powerful server somewhere else in the cloud. You're not actually running anything on your machine. You're basically just streaming a secure browser session. Now, an on-device browser is the opposite. It's a special application that you download, install, and run directly on your own computer.
And this is the perfect way to think about it. Using a cloud browser is like streaming a movie on Netflix. The movie file isn't on your laptop, right? You're just watching a secure feed from a server somewhere else. Now, using an on-device browser, that's more like wearing a disguise. You're still the one walking around town, but you're actively changing your appearance to look like someone or something completely different.
So let's go down that first path, the cloud approach. This whole philosophy is built around speed, security, and making it super easy to collaborate. And a great example of this is a tool called Sendwin. So this really nails that whole streaming a movie idea. Notice there's zero installation. You just go. It works. Every tab you open is a completely fresh, brand new, isolated browser. And because the websites are actually running on their servers, not your machine, it creates this amazing security buffer. No malware, no phishing risks can ever touch your actual computer. This is perfect for agencies or teams who need to give people account access really fast and really safely.
And this right here, this is a total game changer for working with a team. Instead of slacking a super sensitive password, you can just share a live, already logged in session. Your teammate gets in, they do their work, but they never see the username or password. You keep total control. It's collaboration without the compromise.
And for anyone who's kind of curious to try this cloud path out, the barrier to entry is usually super low. A lot of providers, like Sendwin, offer really cheap trials, sometimes for just $1. It makes it a fantastic, super low-risk way to see if this workflow is going to fit your team's needs. Okay, now let's switch gears and walk down that other path, the wearing a disguise approach. These are the on-device tools, and they're built for deep, granular control, a ton of customization, and some seriously powerful automation.
So the main goal here isn't just about keeping accounts separate, it's about impersonation. These anti-detect browsers are designed to tweak hundreds of tiny data points that websites use to identify you, your browser's unique fingerprint. We're talking everything from your screen resolution and the fonts you have installed, to your operating system, and even your graphics card. For people working in e-commerce, ad verification, or data scraping, this level of control is absolutely essential.
And here's a quick cheat sheet for the big players in this space. Think of MultiLogin when you need that hardcore enterprise-level control. GoLogin is super developer-friendly. It feels a lot like you're just using regular Chrome. AdsPower is the absolute king of automating repetitive tasks across tons of accounts. And Kameleo, that's your go-to if you need to realistically pretend to be a mobile device, like an Android or an iPhone.
Okay, so we've looked at the two big philosophies, the super secure, collaboration-focused cloud path, and the powerful, customization-heavy on-device path. So, how on earth do you choose which one is for you?
Well, it actually comes down to asking yourself two really simple questions.
First is your #1 priority speed, ironclad security, and super easy team collaboration without installing a single thing. If you're nodding your head yes, then the cloud path is almost definitely your answer. But if your work demands deep programmatic control over browser fingerprints, large-scale automation, or mobile testing, then you're going to want to head straight down the on-device path.
So you see, in the end, it's not really about finding the one best tool out there. It's about understanding these two completely different philosophies and picking the one whose entire approach just clicks with what you need to do every single day. Are you streaming a movie, or are you wearing a disguise?
Ultimately, these tools are all about taking back control from that digital chaos. They turn a frustrating, risky process into something that's streamlined, secure, and, frankly, a much more pleasant way to work. So the real question is, which path are you going to take? And more importantly, what are you going to build with all that time and peace of mind you get back?